Hi, my name is Tracy Cook, and this is the Visionary Women's Series. Join us for an enlightening conversation today with a woman who is not just a leader in her field, but she is a game changer. She is blazing new trails and creating opportunities for others to follow. You won't want to miss the valuable insights and wisdom that Tiffany Anderson has to share today. Welcome to the Visionary Series, Tiffany, and please tell us, how did you evolve into a visionary woman?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm super honored to be here to just be on this series of powerhouse women. To even think that, I'm in this category of women is just amazing. So I never myself to be where I'm at today. Not at all. I'm a mom of four kids. I went to college. I got my master's degree. I was a speech therapist for 12 years, but through all of this, I've been able to retire as a speech therapist and really, work into my passions and what I love. So obviously I love to help. I love to help people, right? Being a therapist, I love to, really support people on their journeys. And so in about 10 years ago, I kind of landed into direct sales is where it all began because I fell in love with a product. And from there, realized I could share it, get my money back, earn some money. And so that kind of launched me into this entrepreneurial mindset. And I never, again, thought that this is something that I would be doing. That just wasn't me. I'm an introvert. I go to work, I'm with my family, we do our thing and that's it. And so I kind of, fell into this. And obviously, again, being someone who loves to help people, it was, kind of natural to go into that role of sharing a product that I love. And so over the years, that's what I did. And then I ended up falling in love with another product and started to share that one, had amazing success with it. And so through that, naturally, I just started supporting other women in direct sales outside of my company because of the success that I had. And that's what I really fell in love with was helping others create their vision. Like I love sharing my product. Like that's great, right? I have an amazing product that women need, but what I found where my passion is helping support other women create their time and financial freedom. That's what really filled my heart, is to hear those stories that I got to be a part of to create the success that they wanted. So from that, I launched my coaching business called I'm a Create Success Coach, is kind of what I call myself, Create Success with Tiffany. And so I help women one-on-one groups, all sorts of ways, using really social media to grow their business. I really love that because, like I said, I'm an introvert. So, being one-on-one sometimes, like in person with people, for me, it gets a little bit uncomfortable. So it's great that, we have this other avenue of social media to connect with people all over the world, which, is how you and I connected, which is amazing, right? Like that never would have happened. So I love that we have that capability these days. But what I really want to share with you guys, what I really want to share today is something that I've recently launched into that helps me with my business and that I can help other women, other entrepreneurs, not just in direct sales. So this doesn't necessarily limit me to just women in direct sales, right? It helps everyone in any area of life where you're communicating with people, right? Like as a speech therapist, you would think that, communication, is my jam. And I love to connect people around that. And so what I have found is really something that can bring people together and create better communication by knowing who people are and what's important to them. And this can be in just relationships, friendships, any type of business where it's people connecting with people. But where I use it mainly because I'm a business coach, helping other people grow their business, is it's the concept of why people buy, right? people will buy because of their personality type. And once you can figure out what type of personality they are, you can then start to craft your communication, craft your messaging to that type of person versus speaking like what we would call one language, right? So I'll give an example. Is it okay to kind of just share with
I would
you
love
and
an
kind of
example. This is so
awesome?
fascinating because without communication, we can't build relationships. We can't, in our business as visionary women, we can't have those conversations that are valuable to have those conversions to build our brand and business and to share our messages of impact. And when we do that, we create all of these communities and movements that actually support other women as well. And this is what's so great about you, Tiffany, because you're a leading expert in this. And I know that all the details that you share about what you do, you're so passionately driven to honestly serve as a for leader as well. I'm really interested to hear some more about this.
Yeah, so I'm actually a certified pro coach in this bank methodology, which is the world's leader in personality technology, meaning understanding people, more specifically understanding why people buy. So there's four different types of personalities. There is an action person, okay? So they're kind of the red color. So an action person, they have values of freedom, fun, flexibility, being in action, winning, image, all those things, right? So that's action. Next is going to be a nurture. A nurture is more of a yellow color. So nurturers are they really value relationships, authenticity, personal growth, community, charity, things like that. Then there's going to be a blueprint person, blue, right? So blueprint people are systems, structures, stability. They follow the rules, credentials, and titles are very important to them. And then last is a knowledge person, green. A knowledge person loves intelligence, logic, truth, expertise, competence. So every person kind of falls into all four of these categories, but more specifically, they're going to fall into one over all of them, right? But what we do in less than 90 seconds, I have a tool that I can use, and I coach others to use this same tool that in less than 90 seconds, you can identify what someone's personality is or what their bank code is what we call it. So they align these personalities by reading the 12 values on each card, and they put them in order according to who they are and what's important to them. So for example, I am nurture, knowledge, blueprint, action. That's who I am. So when someone is trying to sell to me, if they aren't speaking to me in the words of an action, or I'm sorry, of a nurturing person, I may get turned off, right? So if they come to me like all excited and just buy, then that's not who I am. So I'm going to get turned off. I want them to connect with me. I want them to say, hey, how's your day? When I do order, I want them to follow up with me and say, thank you for your order, things like that. So when you know someone's personality, you can now speak to them in that what we say language, right? There's kind of four different languages, four different personalities. And so I teach others to understand what these personalities are and what things will trigger a yes in someone buying and what would trigger a no because of their type of personality.
It's such a fascinating place to be. So, this system, who is it actually designed for? Is it designed for someone who's seasoned in business, or is it somebody just new entrepreneur? Or is this designed for somebody who's got a large team, or they're doing business to business? Who's the this kind of concept really designed for?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. And so it was initially designed for like direct sales. That's what it was initially designed for connecting with people to buy your product, right? So when I connect with someone either in person, I could hand them these cards and say, take some time, read the 12 values on here, put them in order from most important to least important. And this is going to save us both time, energy, and money, because now we can have, a better conversation. So it's also now evolved virtually as well. So I actually have a virtual link that I can send people. Like I said, I do a lot of my business virtually. Pretty much everyone that I coach does their business using social media. So we can actually use a link to send them where they're going to virtually, align these cards. And then even better, I now get a report of what their bank code is, as do they. They get a report to tell about who they are. But my report actually gives me tips on how to communicate with that person. So truly, it's anyone in business that works with people and sells things. It's for everyone.
It is for everyone. Indeed, it is. And what is the biggest results and outcomes that people get from this kind of thing that you're doing in this coaching space? Is it the satisfaction that they're able to solve people's problems on a more communicative level? Or is it that they're building their skill level? Or is it a range of things? What would be the biggest takeaway somebody would get out of using this?
Yeah, so I from my experience of coaching women in direct sales is that many struggle with communication and how to follow up and what to say. And we use these copy paste messages, and we message them, to how many people, every day. And we're just shooting out these messages, just hoping it sticks, right? Like you've probably heard of the concept, go for no, right? Like I'm just going to keep going for the no. And eventually I'm going to get a yes, right? But what if, because going for no, like that doesn't even sound fun. Like it doesn't even, like, I don't want no's. Like I get the concept, but I would rather go for a yes, right? Like I would rather than throwing words out there, hoping it sticks and someone saying yes, I would rather craft a message to someone's personality, speak to them directly in a way that they want to be spoken to, and get the yes faster. So it's going to save you time, energy, and money by identifying how to communicate with people, sending that right message. And there's another tool that actually goes with this. If you feel that you might struggle creating a message in action words, right? If you're not an action person, maybe you don't know what words they're looking for you to speak to them. So we have an artificial intelligence tool where we can type up a message and then we can decode it. And it's going to tell us which of these personalities it's speaking in. So if it's not speaking in the way that we want it to, we can just go in and edit it. Like, oh, I need more action words, or I need more blueprint words, right? Or even better yet, let's say we don't know somebody's personality, right? And we want to communicate with them. We can then write the message so that it has all 4 personalities in there. So then if we do have a message that we send out to multiple people, we're at least going to hit all 4 personalities. And you can do the same thing with Facebook posts, right? If you're trying to put up a Facebook post to attract people, you don't just want to attract nurturers and have your post be all lovey-dovey, right? But you want a post that's going to speak to everybody, so you get more people to comment and connect with you. So that it's same thing with emails or any type of marketing. For example, realtors. It's really great for realtors who list postings, right? We want to list your postings with all 4. When you go to show a house, wouldn't it be great if you knew what bank code your prospect was that you were trying to sell to, so you could speak to them in that language, right? So truly, anytime communication arises, it's good to know someone's bank code.
It's definitely a game changer. And I think I really like the concept because the old network marketing, spammy cold messages that go for no, which affects people on a day-to-day basis because they feel that rejection and they feel like they don't have what it takes and they're not good enough and they're overwhelmed. And, if they don't get a yes, after sending out X amount of messages to go for that no, they get disappointed and it affects their values and their belief systems. And this is just a better way of doing it because nobody likes that other way. I don't like getting those messages, and I'm sure many other people don't like getting those messages. I think that the way of the future that you're showing people now as a leader and with this game changing methodology of really getting to know the person, really getting to know what language they speak, not only for them and to close a sale, but also for ourselves as our businesses and brands grow as well, just to have that effective communication with our products, our services, our opportunities, building our networks and collaborations. And this is the golden nuggets that you've just shared is definitely blazing those new trails in communication to be able to open up those virtual doors and say, hey, I get you. I'm willing to learn about how I can talk to you effectively. And if I've got what suits you and it's a fit, great. If not, we've had a great conversation and you can continue nurturing and growing those conversations as well, not only in direct sales, in any kind of business. And as visionary women, and especially with you, Tiffany, leading the way with the insights and wisdoms into effective communication and leading people to like your coaching business and your team and your products, this is only going to create a ripple effect of women feel more confident to reach out to have conversations. I just can't see this anything apart from being just a game-changing opportunity for people to really step into and have a look in the mirror. How do I communicate effectively? And you're bringing this to light. You're creating these enlightening conversations, and you're bringing this element into business that most people don't know. I think it's an absolutely fascinating space to be in as a visionary woman. So with your methodology, with your concept, with your game changing coaching and leading, what is the one thing that has affected your family dynamic and you as a person, as a woman, that you want to take into the next level of your brand, of your legacy?
Yeah. So everything I do, as I said, I'm a nurturer. So everything I do comes from a place of nurturing, whether it's me working my business to create the result, to have the time and financial freedom with my family, or it's to help my clients experience that as well. And so not only does this help in business, but this has just been so amazing, such a great tool for my family as well. My husband, he's a blueprint, and this is one of my last codes. And with all of my kids too, this is their last code. So we are learning, even though you think like, oh, you know what, you should know your husband, you should know your kids. And we do, but do we really know the values that are important to them? Like, how many times do you sit around the kitchen table and you're like, okay, what are your top values that are, important to you, right? Like, we don't have those types of conversations. So this has really aligned so well with our family, and just being able to have better communication amongst our family so we can understand each other better. It's helped me with one of my boys. I actually brought it to the school district and talked to them about, he's an action knowledge person. And so action people, they get bored very fast. And so in school, a 90-minute session per class, back to back to back, that was like way too much for him, right? And he's very smart. And so he would just get bored and would need to move around. And so it's not that he's got ADD, ADHD, but it's just that's his personality. So we were, able to figure out some other things that we could put in place so that, he wouldn't get so bored and things to do. So I know that kind of went off on a little tangent there, but yeah, everything I do comes from a place of nurturing because I truly want to impact, just so many women and their families to just help them create what it is that they see and what they want for their lives and their business.
I think that is just so impactful. Thank you very much for sharing what you do, where you do it, who you do it with, and being a visionary leader of tomorrow. What kind of message do you want to leave the audience on today, Tiffany? Because we'll be sharing where to connect with you as well.
Yeah, just thank you for listening. I hope you took some value out of this, and I hope this inspires you to just want to get to know people better, right? Whether it's going to bring you better sales in your business, or not, but just on a connection level and just making people matter, right? That's what it's all about. And so I want to leave you guys with the opportunity that you can actually go crack your code and figure out what bank code you are, and you can get a free assessment that I'm going to give you guys just by clicking that link and telling us what your bank code is, and you can learn more about it that way and learn more about yourself.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you for being a visionary leader of tomorrow, and we'll see you on the next episode.